So let's just start with that whole concept of dad bod, because I think we need to define it, because it relates to what we're talking about here, and just what's happened to a lot of dads and a lot of men just in general have kind of let themselves go. So what was your thesis on that? Like what's the issue with dad bod, and what do you think it is essentially?
So my original thesis was like dad bod isn't good. And I've had a shift on my mindset on that. So I think what we need to do as a group of men is reframe what the dad bod is. So when people think about dad bod right now, it's almost like a joke. Like, hey, that guy's got a dad bod. And it's almost like we almost joke about it in a way that makes it acceptable, meaning a little soft, a little out of shape, a little sedentary. Like that's what people think about when like a dad bod. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Just like that guy on the screen, right?
Pulling
That's
it
what
up
people
on the
think about.
screen, yeah. No muscle mass. Yeah, just
Right. But the problem was, and this is something I didn't get until I got it, was that by us kind of not making fun of, like not like by us saying that this is the dad bod, we're putting it on a pedestal as like this is the dad bod. And I would actually flip it around. And after more thought on this, like the dad bod should be a physically fit, independent, strong male. That should be the dad bod. That should be the standard. And this other version of it should be the soft dad bod. Like the idea that the idea that the dad bod has this connotation that's okay. I just think it's really unfortunate. So on YouTube, essentially we had put this like dad bod thing with Josh Bridges. And then later on I said, hey, I made a mistake, because originally I was thinking a dad bod is exactly what we're talking about. But everybody has a dad bod. You have a dad bod. I have a dad bod. Everybody has a dad bod. I'm like, the bod that I have is not that. So we need to reframe the way we look at dad bod, is I guess the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, that's a great point. The reframing of what really caught on in popular culture, because the whole concept was, I'm just reading Wikipedia to do a little bit of research. The research that was done on it was kind of was an article that was written basically by a blogger. It wasn't necessarily something that was in the British Medical Journal. It was just kind of a joke that, hey, ladies kind of really like the dad bod. And then it kind of caught fire, where there's a lot of commentary made like, well, that's bullshit. And well, like women don't want a guy that's too fit. Besides the point that, okay, it's a pop culture thing. What you're bringing up here is really valid. If you're not physically fit, like if you're physically fit, you're going to see it in your body. The guy that I just put up there, you could tell there's very little muscle mass on that individual, right? And so what does that do? That reduces your ability to defend and protect. Now, for me, I take that seriously. You take that seriously. So then when we need to redefine things, like how do we go about it? Is it something that you think individuals like yourself, like doing the podcast, getting to more and more dads out there to kind of reframe how they think about their fitness and health? Like, where do you think the strategy is there? Because we've kind of lost the plot a lot here, at least in Canada and in the US as well. So where do we even start? Like, is it podcasts? Where do we go here?
Oh man. I mean, I'd be hard pressed to find any guy, especially guys that are listening to this, any guys that would say that they do not want to be strong, independent, and not have to have somebody take care of them. Like it would be very impossible for me to find a guy who says they don't want to be able to protect their family. They don't want to be able to do physical tasks. That those things are not important to them. Like I just can't think of a single person I know who has kids or even doesn't have kids who says that being able to do physically fit things isn't important to them. I just like everybody should have the physical capability to go do things that they want to go do. And I think that needs to be the standard. Like the standard needs to get back. So like, dude, if you watch some of these old PE videos and stuff,
Insane.
Like our youth used to be so jacked. And now the pendulum's totally swung too far. Where like, if I'm not mistaken, I think 70% of military age men in the United States are ineligible for the military because of obesity. And that's a problem. That's a national defense issue. Mm-hmm. But in so many ways, it's more of like this social stigma that it's acceptable. I just think that it's very unfortunate. So I guess my advice for anybody listening would be like, what is your standard? What is your standard? What do you want to be able to do? And for me, I want to be able to live freely and live fully. What that means is I want to be able to do whatever the hell I want, whenever I want, either because of necessity or because of something I desire to do. And I always always want to be able to say yes to my kids. So if they want to go swim, if they want to go run, if they want to go do any physical task, I always want to be able to say yes. And if you can't do that, I imagine that's still important to you. I imagine most people would agree with what I just said. But if you can't do that, that's the motivation to get rid of the dad bod. That's the motivation to be, that's the dad bod 2.0.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. That's a really good message. To be able to live freely and what was the next step? And live freely.
Fully. Like live free and live full. Like, dude, think about it. Like, imagine like my son every day comes home from school. Let's go do this. Let's go do that.